This is you. You go onto YouTube, you watch a video, 10 ways to make 10k per month. Here's 5 ways to improve your focus. 10 videos later, nothing has changed. Now, this video is going to be giving you 3 reasons why you should stop watching content creators on self-improvement like Hamza, Iman Godsi, and many more. Now, I used to be like you. It was January 2022. I just finished my GCSE mocks and I'd procrastinated throughout the entire thing. And I came across a video called Routine, How I Overcame Procrastination. Now, this is a video by Hamza on his Unfiltered channel, and after watching that video, I immediately was sucked into the self-improvement space. My entire YouTube feed became full of his content and others, and that was the start of my self-improvement journey. I began to implement into my life the self-improvement habits like meditation, journaling, exercise, although not immediately. It took me 8 months after watching that video from Hamza to actually getting a gym membership, which I guarantee there are other people out there that have similar timescales to when they first started watching self-improvement, when they actually took the first step in a certain area, like exercise. Now, throughout the year of 2022, I was on and off with my self-improvement habits. I had scheduled in my daily tasks that I was gonna do research on self-improvement. That was actually one of the things I did a day. When I look back at that, it was okay to do initially when I first came across self-improvement, but it went on for way too long. We're talking months, almost a year of consumption, so-called education, with literally zero action in a lot of areas. Now, the basics I've managed to implement relatively well, despite not being on top of them all the time. But that has completely changed now, as I've come to the realization that watching these kind of content creators is a complete waste of time. We've all heard the phrase, knowledge is power, but true power comes from the tools and systems used to implement that knowledge. And so if you learn all this self-improvement content, you watch these podcasts, do all of this, but you do not implement them, you are no different to the people that have pretty much don't know about it, because they don't take action, you don't take action. The reason why self-improvement is so addicting is because when you watch these kind of videos, your brain thinks you're actually somewhat doing them, even though you're just watching someone do them or watching someone talk about them. And it's so easy to lapse into watching videos after video after video after video, thinking you're doing something, but making zero progress actually in real life. This is why you should stop watching self-improvement videos as soon as you've grasped the initial parts of it. Once you know the basics, and I'm talking exercise, mental health, so, journaling, doing all those kind of things, educating. Now, when I say educate, I mean you go out of your way to learn something in huge depth. This goes on to my next point on how self-improvement can be extremely overwhelming. You watch all these videos, you get some content creators like Hamza used to, where he'd pump out a new video every single day with top 5 tips on this new thing and all of this kind of stuff, right? It's too much information. Now, while it's good information, when you look it up specifically, if you're just consuming it because you see it on your home feed, that is not productive at all. That is simply entertainment. So once you've grasped the concepts and the initial basics and got them, and you're actually doing them, you should then start to individually look up certain parts of self-improvement on YouTube and then study, educate, and implement. Okay? I don't want you just seeing a new video that you never looked up, but you watch it because it's self-improvement and you think it's going to help you. That is literally a waste of time. I used to do that so much, and I know so many people do that. They just see videos that come in their feed, they think, oh, that's a good video. Here's 5 ways on how to build a good SMMA business. But you never looked it up. You know what it is, you know it's somewhat good if you did it, but you don't actually do it after watching the video. So this is why you should individually look up what you want to do in each self-improvement area. If you've watched Hamza's videos for a couple months, you'll begin to see how the videos are literally just repetitive. His content is literally a cyclical thing, because there's only a certain amount of things that there are to self-improvement. And a lot of his content he makes actually comes from the books that he reads. So why don't you go to the source of the information and just read the books? You don't need to watch you don't need to watch the YouTubers say it. And although there is the argument that he synthesizes this information and makes it easy for you to understand, you're doing yourself better by going to the source of the information. Now, the last reason why you should stop watching content creators is, at least from my personal experience, you kind of become, I say you become, you kind of feel as if you're superior to your peers and that you know more and therefore you're better than other people. And especially if you don't implement anything, that is literally the stupidest thing you can do, because you're no different to those people around you, your friends, your colleagues, etc. If you don't implement but you know something, that's useless, absolutely useless. And especially when you're telling it to other people, someone you tell it to might actually implement what you're saying, but you don't even do it. So only preach what you do, okay? You should only talk about something that you've actually done, like you really, really have done. And with that, I don't think it's even worth your time talking about self-improvement to people at school or colleagues, because unless they're truly one of your good friends, there is no point, because people do not like ideas being forced onto them. And that's something that I went through and I realized, because enforcing your ideas onto others is just not the way to go about spreading information. Now, although you're not doing it with malicious intent, the way that you do it can be perceived like you're just pointing someone out, saying you're shit at this, you're bad at this for doing this. It's the worst way to go about it. So when you're learning about self-improvement, keep it to yourself until you've implemented them. And even then, do not go around spreading it to everyone in your class or whatever, because they will hate on you for it, because you're doing something different, and it's just a waste of time, especially if you don't deliver it correctly. And it's just really, really hard to get other people on self-improvement that don't already watch it. So in conclusion, you should stop watching content creators like Hamza, Iman, and all these other guys, because you need to take action. Taking action is the most important thing with self-improvement. It's like the Trojan of self-improvement is that you have this great content, this great thing, but you can get instantly addicted into just watching it and watching it and watching it and watching it. So with that, take action from this video and unsubscribe from all these guys. You don't even, I mean, don't unsubscribe, but just stop watching YouTube just for no reason. Only look things up when you want to do them. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe, and peace.